Hey, thanks for joining us for this week's video update. This past Sunday, I got to share some great news at the close of our services, and I wanted to make sure that everyone knows. So we have extended the invitation to Adam Garringer to be our Connections Pastor, and you have accepted.
Yep, sure thing.
Yes, you have. You just happen to be in town today as we're filming this because you're beginning the hunt for a house, right?
Yeah, and we're actually accepting donations for a house. So
donations?
Go ahead and, an actual house, you can just give it to us. So,
or if you know of one that's for rent or for sale. But you're going to be here at the 1st of August, somewhere in there, in the beginning of August. So some of you know this decision's been 14 months in the making, and you're actually the answer to a prayer that I've prayed for every day for 14 months. Last year when COVID hit, we very quickly had to move online, but our presence we knew wasn't what we wanted it to be. And we knew that, but COVID kind of put that up in our face. Now the upside is we recognized very quickly the opportunities that being online afforded us in terms of reaching more people here in our own area, but also around the world. It's kind of crazy. And the problem was that online ministry, it actually requires dedicated time and someone who knows what they're doing. Now, fortunately, we have someone who knows what he's doing. We just didn't have any time in his schedule, and it wasn't allotted in the budget to bring someone on. So I began to pray. And I've shared with you before that I very specifically pray 1 John 5, 14 and 15, right? This is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to His will, we know that He hears us, and we know that if He hears us, whatever we ask, we have what we've asked of Him. So I asked, if this is what you want for us, please provide the finances to make it possible to add a staff person so that we can move online and do it in a way that it can only be you. And I didn't tell anyone for a month. I was praying that. And then I shared it with the elders and our staff, and then I shared it with our ministry leaders. And then, quite frankly, this past April, I asked you all to be praying as well. That if this is what you want for us, would you provide it? And after a year of praying, and incredible generosity, by the way, and having multiple staff people straddling responsibilities to allow us to begin to move in that direction, even though we didn't have everyone we needed, and then the interview process. Listen, here's what's going to happen. Adam Leopard will move into our teaching pastor position, which will include oversight of our online ministry. And Adam will be joining us here in just a little bit. And I'm going to be sharing more about Adam and his family in the upcoming weeks. By the way, this is Courtney sitting beside him, his wife. And as some of you may know, he's as big of, if not more, and it's painful for me to admit, maybe an even bigger Buckeye fan than I am.
Yep, go Bucks.
But for today, his major responsibilities are going to include oversight of our discipleship path, recruitment, development, training, and oversight of all of our areas and teams with regards to first impressions, as well as oversight of connecting MCC members and attenders to God and each other and the mission. Listen, our desire in all of this is to continually be effective in reaching people online and on campus to help them begin and build their relationship with Jesus so that they can help others begin and build their relationship with Jesus as well. So, man, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be great. Hey, this weekend, I get to share another story Jesus told. This story reminds us that debt is interesting depending on which side of it, that you're on. Whether you're someone who owes something or someone owes you something. And while it may be fair to say that none of us like to be indebted to someone else, kind of nice to have someone indebted to us, And this week we're looking at a story that Jesus tells that involves debt, a lot of it. And while the story itself involves money, it's not about money. And maybe you know this already, but when Jesus tells stories, they're meant to be surprising, even shocking, especially for his first century audience. What is perhaps most shocking is that you and I are included in this story that he's telling. And to a person, we're on both sides of that debt story. Again, it's not about money, which could make Jesus' story surprising, even shocking for his 21st century audience. That's us, by the way. Hey, and whether you join us online or here on campus, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.